We have the Tough House finale.
Oh, yeah.
If you will.
Coaches.
Now, one of my good friends from high school on my wrestling team, Vince Murdoch, was on the Tough House. We love Vince. He was on Team Ortega. And I've looked this up and down, did my studying. I actually looked for angles to sell myself on why Brian Ortega. And, real talk, it's hard to even draw something from it because, we had the tale of two fights. He had one where, he got his ass whooped, and then he had one where he did the ass whooping. Which version are we going to get of him? Volkanovski. I mean, the guy is an absolute savage, winner of each of his last 19 pro MMA fights. He is on absolute fire in Fuego. Now, you could argue the Max Holloway fight. I think we were on Max Holloway on that, and we thought we kind of got robbed. I'll admit that. But I want to offer you, again, a little something on the side that I noticed from the Tough House in particular. And this is one of those things, like how you do something is how you do everything. And you've seen this on the Tough House, in previous shows where, one coach seems to be dialed in to what's going on, and the other one just doesn't seem to care as much, which I think that translates to other things. At least that's how I'm going to look at this from a betting angle outside of, the other things. But, Ortega's showing up late. Really not giving a shit. He kind of had this chill vibe. Didn't seem like he was working as hard when they would show the practice videos as Volkanovski. Didn't seem as passionate as Volkanovski did. You know what I mean? And you think the showing up late, that's just kind of jovial, it doesn't matter. I think it does matter. You're on the show, you're on the marquee on ESPN. It's a big fucking deal. And when you don't show up to that, are you showing up to your training on time? Are you taking your training seriously? All these questions are up there. Now, and then you say, well, one time you went out and you got mauled. The other time you went out and you did good. Did you focus on that one? Not focus, and maybe we're just cashing a check. Who knows? You see it time in and time out in the UFC. When people just don't have that eye of the tiger, it's very difficult. Almost always, it's an auto fade for me. Now, the line, I think it's, pretty close. We got Brian Ortega at plus 140 at a moderate underdog, and then Alex Volkanovski at negative 177. I do think that if you look at the tools at their disposal, maybe with the jiu-jitsu angle, you got a little more with Ortega. But Volkanovski's volume is just, it's insanity to me. I think he'll go out there, he'll land a couple, he'll be able to land those takedowns too. Now, might be playing with fire when he does it. Who knows? I don't know. What is your take here?
Well, I think
rambling.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you made a mistake because you walked yourself right into a trap. Do you not remember the bulge on this guy's cup when he fought Korean Zombie? Look at this thing. You're gonna tell me that Brian Ortega can walk into an octagon with a crotch that's ready to burst off the seams and not beat this man? What does Volkanovski even have? He's got a little bit of defensive boxing, and he's got ground and pound. You're not going to be able to be on the ground and have those arms swinging on Ortega. He is going to triangle choke your ass. He's going to rip your neck up. He's going to do anything he can when you get on the ground to make sure you're not slamming those bombs on him. And that defensive boxing is good against Max Holloway, who's a slick boxer, but this guy, Ortega, he's been putting a lot of time in on his boxing, and he is very unorthodox, and he hits you with those spinning elbows. Volkanovski, he's getting slammed by the Australian government right now. He can't have any training partners in the camp with him. He's on all these kinds of restrictions. He's going across the globe in the pandemic situation that they have over there, which is, my heart goes out to those people. It seems crazy over there. But he has to come in here and win in Vegas when all Ortega has to do is come from California and whip some ass with that big old dick. Give me Ortega with that plus money all day. I think we can need to do another tequila bet on this one because you're going to lose all my money or get hammered or something.
I'm with you on the tequila bet. Now, I want to walk you through. Now, is Volkanovski someone that can get walked out of that cage? This is going 5 rounds all day, if anything. If Volkanovski himself doesn't get to finish. Look at this guy's last 5 fights. Holloway again. I know it's the same person, but he fought him fucking twice.
Always a good win. I'm not going to say
Aldo, Chad Mendes, Darren Elkins. These are huge names. Huge. And each one is aging well. Aldo's coming out of his shell.
Aldo's back.
Aldo's really back at it.
When he beat him.
Mendes, this was back in 2018. He did retire, but,
KFC.
He is now in the B. We'll see how that goes for him. We'll probably do good there. Aldo aging like a fine wine. Holloway, I think, still has it. And Volkanovski, again, one of his last 19, he's on an absolute rampage at this point. I just don't see, it going the bad way. Now, you could make as far as Ortega goes, I mean, his last few fights have been pretty good as well. Frankie Edgar, Cub Swanson. He did lose to Max Holloway pretty bad. Then he came back and beat the Korean Zombie pretty bad. So,
Korean Zombie's top level guy too. I mean, he's a good dude.
See, I don't know. Korean Zombie's iffy to me. I think he's got very bad defense, and sometimes it's flashy when he's in there. But then again, when you talk about the transition of talent, he's better than when he had to step down in competition. So I don't really know where the place is for him yet. Mm-hmm. I think it's an interesting fight. I think it's going to be a good one.
This is a matchup. I mean, everything's going to be up with this matchup. I mean, two unknowns going at each other in completely different ways. I like it a lot. That's
ton of volume on both sides too. Ton of volume on both sides. If you're a DraftKings, you gotta set at least 2 lineups, have one on each side. On this one,
fun main event.
Yeah, fun main event. Not necessarily my lock of the week on it, but that's where I'm going. On Volkanovski, we have 2 tequila bets. We have Curtis Blades, Volkanovski for me. You have Ortega and Rosenstruck.
Yep.